Welcome back to the Willie Bobo Show, and I'd like to thank you all for tuning in. I want to preface the show by saying that what we're going to talk about today are just rational questions. It is not to disrespect anyone's religion, anyone's way of thought, whomever you pray to, whatever deity it is that you believe in. This is not that. This is for people to just open their eyes and stop and think for a moment and ask yourself simple questions. And with that in mind, let's get to the show. My voting question simply throughout this show is going to be, where was God? And the first question is, where was God during the 400 years of slavery? Where was he? We're going to address this elephant in the room. Everybody tries to tiptoe around it, whisper about it, or ignore on Sunday mornings. We got people out here marching, protesting, hating slavery, hating racism, and rightfully so. But then turn right around and go back to the same Bible, the same holy book that was used to justify, legalize, and condone that same institutionalized wickedness throughout centuries of human suffering. That thing that they call Christianity, it's a major proponent of the psychological destruction of black people. Yet, the black church remains the biggest indemnifier, the biggest shield for our own mental captivity. You have to understand that we are so deeply brainwashed that we stand up and praise the exact ideological system that formed the chains as they dynamically changed the book to say that this is what was ordained by God for us to be slaves. And that locked the cell doors on our ancestors. So now that we're talking the real, unvarnished question, let's make it plain for everybody in the back. Again, the question, where was God during the 400 years of the transatlantic slave trade? Where was the divine intervention when on those shores of Western Africa, families were ripped apart, put on auction blocks? At that time, where was God? Where was God during the terror of Jim Crow, when innocent men, women, and children were being lynched from trees just like they are right now in the state of Mississippi and North Carolina? And we're talking about back then, it was just for looking at one of them the wrong way. Where was God in the 1960s civil rights slaughters, when you had activists being bombed in churches and gunned down in the streets? Where was God when a 14-year-old boy named Emmett Till was beaten, mutilated, and thrown into a river? Where was God when Black Wall Street in Tulsa, Oklahoma was firebombed, destroyed by jealous mobs in 1921, as we all should know? Where was God when the total devastation and massacre at Rosewood occurred? I'm waiting. I'm hoping I'm going to spark dialogue. Not every single solitary atrocity, every broken promise, every mass grave, every systemic lynching that has ever happened to black people throughout history When you look at the ledger of human suffering, you are, without a doubt, left standing in the deafening silence, simply asking if you have any common intellect of thought. Where was their God at that exact moment? And why is it that our people are constantly conditioned to suffer down here on earth and then told to quietly turn the other cheek to our abuser and be brainwashed to believe that we have to wait until we're dead, to experience this paradise, this justice, or a decent life under rules written by your oppressor? Do you think that's really going to occur? You can't be serious. It's not logical. It's not theological. Theological. It's a scam of cosmic proportions. Quite simply, a scam of cosmic proportions. It's keeping you docile in the present by promising you a pie in the sky reward in the afterlife, while people running the plantation keep stacking their chips right now. Look at what your president is doing. Quite simple. His kids are out there getting rich while the poor are getting fucked over and left for dead. It ain't just an American story. This is global. Look at the next image on your screen. I'll let you tap into that for a minute. Okay. You see these innocent women? This is Christianity. Okay? This is Christian love and forgiveness. That's what you're looking at. I think it should be entitled, and I speak cynically, Christian love and forgiveness. Amply, because it totally exhibits what it breaks down to. They murdered thousands of innocent women by labeling them heretics, witches, wise women, and traditional healers. They burned them alive at the stake in the name of a holy cross. This wasn't a fringe movement. This actually was a state-sponsored, church-sanctioned ion terror. Seriously, it was church-sanctioned, okay? Torture, mutilation. This happened on the industrial scale of slaughter. All in it, all of it was baptized in holy water and accompanied by hymns while they were doing it, yo. And so, how did these empires expand across continents? Quite simple. Let's look at the next piece of history. I'll let that sit in for a moment. I hope you're starting to see a pattern here. It's not hard to notice. It's just what they are. Not all, but a majority. So, this is how Latin America became Catholic. See, they became Catholic not through peaceful persuasion, not through some type of divine love. They became Catholic at the razor sharp tip of a steel sword. They became Catholic through forced conversion, total enslavement, cultural annihilation, blood, conquest, pretty much absolute destruction of a native civilization that thrived for thousands of years before a European ever set foot on American soil. The the Moors should have stayed their ass in Spain, this shit would have never fucking happened. It all ties back to how human beings operate under these blind dogmas. Now look at this final quote on your screen and let that sink deep into your spirit. Let's look at that. Quote, man is the most insane species. He worships a God, an invisible God, and destroys a visible nature. Unaware, this nature he's destroying is this God he's worshiping. It's pretty fucking deep. And it's real. It's straight up and down. You need to think about the sheer insanity of that statement. It's insanely true. Humanity spends lifetimes kneeling, praying to, and fighting wars in the name of and over an invisible abstraction in the clouds, while systemically pillaging, poisoning, and destroying only the visible, breathing nature that we actually have. It's amazing, don't you think? We're completely blind to the fact that the very earth, the very trees, the very water, the ecosystems, we're tearing this all down for profit. These are the only tangible living manifestations of creation that are sat right in front of us, other than our children. We're tearing it down for profit. We got to wake up, family. Stop letting ancient traditions that were handed down by your jailers blind you to the raw, unvarnished truth of history. No one is trying to disrespect you here. I'm only trying to get you to look at it from a logical perspective. This is the Willie Bobo Show. I'm Hakeem Green, aka Ox the Light. Stay woke, stay dangerous. Question everything logically, not with emotion. Logic. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.